Tony D. Shit. What a need. Cornbread.
Welcome to the Sex, Travel, Sports, Food Podcast with your host, Cousin Cornbread on ANDS Radio. That's ain't no damn station radio. We're delivering this straight to your earphones, your car speakers, and sound bars on that Wi-Fi, hotspots, Ethernet, T1 lines, shared data plans, or however you get on the internet. And we about to go ahead and get this commentary in and solve life's problems. Y'all ready? Set, go. Yeah, cornbread. Man, this one, I'm telling y'all, man, y'all probably know where this beat from, because you probably never heard the song that beat's from. It's one of my old joints, man. Me and my man's Brian Lee did that joint. It was called On Point. You know what I'm saying? That joint was nice. I like that song. That was Brian Lee's song, and he put me on it. But that joint was rocking. The beat on that joint was just real smooth, man. You know, but that was that underground DC hip hop years ago, DC rap game, whatever you want to call it. You hear me? But anyway, man, we're going to get right into it. I appreciate everybody coming back. This is your host, your favorite cousin Cornbread on Sex, Travel, Sports, Food Podcast, man. So, yeah. Hey, man, appreciate everybody who listened to the last episode where we had Dr. Nina on here, Dr. Boo. That's Nina Boo. And y'all got a lot of positive feedback about that. So we gonna bring her back, man. I'm gonna try to make it so that we have a regularly scheduled interval bringing her on, so we can probably get some questions up front from anybody that's listening that got some specific questions or want some advice or whatever it is from a perspective of a clinical therapist, a trained clinical therapist, man, because that was good, especially with all my melanin-infused listeners and supporters who, we still got more of that stigma in the melanin-infused community with going to seek mental health therapy, you know what I'm saying? So we're going to keep that going, man. I appreciate everybody giving the feedback, listening, sharing it, all that good stuff, man. Shout out to everybody that's ever shared anything that I posted in regards to this podcast or any other thing. Anybody that bought some shirts, if y'all go on Cornbread's Closet, go on my website, man, get a shirt. Whatever y'all been doing out there, man, I really appreciate it. I do see it. And I'm going to try to give more shout outs as I go along. I try to get interactive on social media. So if I ain't responded to something, y'all let me know. Be like, hey, you ain't going to be my favorite cousin no more if you don't motherfucking respond to my stuff. And I'm going to do it, because if I ain't see it, I ain't mean to ignore it or whatever. You know what I'm talking about? So anyway, appreciate everybody that came back. Like again, I said, man, this episode number 14. And I'm going to just get straight into it like I always do, man. Actually, I haven't, right? I was running my mouth just now. But that was good on the past. Some good stuff about the past episode, man. Dr. Boo, we going to bring her back. You know what I'm talking about? My play sister. And she actually has some good stuff to add to the show. And according to my one of my listeners and my homie, Tracy, Nina kept me on task. So apparently I be going on tangents, but that's what I do. You know, I'm the tangent king, and I ain't mad, and y'all can't fight me. And if y'all do, I'm gonna win. So it's whatever. You hear me? But look, man, this week I just happened to come across some really interesting commentary about vaginas. Okay, and what the commentary is that one girl was going in on some other chick about having a funky vagina, okay? And somebody posted a link that said, oh, they must be listening to this, whoever this doctor is, right? And the doctor in the clip said, don't use soap on your vagina. Don't use soap on your vagina because the vagina is self-cleaning. And I was like, oh, okay. I never heard of it. And the way they posted it was definitely in jest. Like, yeah, them funky pussy joints is listening to this chick, and that's why they joints stink. That was the inference. Is that the word? Inference? I'm making up words every week, but I think that's a word. So they posted it in jest like, hey, this is funny because that's who they listening to, and that's why they out here smelling crazy. So then I just keep looking at this. I'm like, who is this doctor, and how come I hadn't heard about this before? Like, I thought I would have heard about something like that before. Some famous celebrity doctor has said something like this. I guess maybe my ear ain't to the streets like they supposed to be, right? Now, I go and dig a little bit more and come to find out this is real life. Did y'all ladies know this? Did y'all ladies know that you're not supposed to clean your vagina with any kind of scented soaps? And even if you do use soap, you have to only keep it on the outside of the vagina. I never heard that before. Did y'all know that? Shit. Hey man, that's like very shocking to me because I don't think a lot of people actually know that or been told that, maybe by their GYN or by their mama, their auntie, or whoever. You know what I'm saying? And maybe they do, and people just now, I just never heard it before. Maybe I'm not in the right circles, but whatever. I was like, man, you're not supposed to use soap in the vagina? That's crazy. Because it's a lot of people that I know that take pride in using all those great smelling soaps. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody be in the Bath and Body Works or the wherever the hell y'all buy y'all soap from, right? Wasn't that Carol's Daughter? Is that the name of that thing? Carol's Daughter for the black girl? Yeah, whatever. Everybody buying all this stuff to smell good. All this good smelling soap, and like that's usually the thing. You always go to a girl's house, female's house, everything always smell good. All her soap be lit. It be in like a glass vase, and you know, it got sprinkles and sparkles and glitter and shit in it, right? So you figuring that's majorly for the pussy. But apparently it ain't. And that was a shock to me. And I'm trying to tell y'all, man, I don't think everybody knows that at all. So back in the day when people used to always, well, not even gonna say back in the day, but even now, just like on this post I was talking about, a lot of people will talk shit about chicks that have not so great smelling vaginas at the time they encounter them. And their first thing is, nah, you need to go put a whole bar of soap up in your vagina, or you need to go douche. And then through my research, I found out that douching is triple bad. So if scented soap is terrible, right? So you're not supposed to use scented soap according to all these doctors, all these GYNs, everybody, right? So you're not supposed to use scented soap, period. And if you use any soap, it needs to be unscented on the outside, on the labia, all that stuff, or for the people, the lips, right? But so that's bad. So if you definitely can't use douche, and I never heard that before either, because I know back in the day, old ladies used to keep like a whole douche bag on the back of the bathroom door, right? Right? That was like the thing. With the vinegar and all that shit, right? So like, apparently douche is like triple, quadruple hell no. Because the douche apparently will not only wipe away all the quote unquote good bacteria, it will actually, according to these studies, force the bad bacteria further up into the cooch. Did y'all know this? So while you was trying to like eradicate whatever this smell was or whatever this bacteria was, whatever this problem was from the cooch, you probably made it worse by forcing the bad bacteria further up into the cooch. Man, listen, I was like completely floored by this, man. You know, and in DC terms, that would be like, hey man, I'm jive like blown, Mo. Yeah. Are you serious? Who knew this, man? Who knew this? I don't know. They even got whole little old school ratchet stinking pussy jingles where they were like, girl, you stink, take a bath. Girl, you stink, take a bath. Use a douche, take a bath. Like, it was a real song from somewhere in the South. It was terrible, but in that song, they was actually giving clinically, they was giving Rodnisha and them bad advice. Okay? And so going forward, I think that people need to tell people that. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I don't think people know that. Also, one thing I've always promoted is the after sex pee. Okay? Because for me, every time you have sex, the pee right after you have sex always feels awesome for me. And I've heard for other people that's what it is too, right? So in this study, apparently the after sex pee is also a mandatory recommendation made by all GYNs and all this stuff for the ladies, because that will also help the vagina get rid of any kind of foreign matter, bacteria, or whatever that has infiltrated the cooch during sex. Okay? Now, and that's also another thing that people need to tell people. Because when I first talked about the after sex pee years ago with one of my friends, a lot of her friends, she had told her friends, a lot of her friends were like, yeah, the after sex pee is the bomb because it feels great. It's awesome. And that's what I was saying. But she never said she never had the urge necessarily to have the after sex pee. But now, to come to find out, that's really clinically a necessity, man. So y'all ladies got to make sure that even if you don't feel like it, you go in there and take an after sex pee, man, to get rid of all the bacteria or whatever y'all doing with y'all life, man. Yeah. Who knew that cornbread was on to something, man? When I'm out here, I was just like, man, it just feels so great. It's like when you finally hit on the roulette table, because you know the roulette table is always terrible if you gambling. That's like the worst game you can play, right? You always lose. But when you hit, it's like the best feeling in the world. That shit is like euphoria. You understand? So the only thing besides that, winning on the roulette table that feels that great, is the after sex pee. So yeah. So y'all ladies, make sure that outside of the best feeling in the world is clinically necessary, okay? To keep up with your, to fight urinary tract infections, yeast infections, all that kind of shit. That's real life. And I'm sure that also has some kind of applicability. Is that a word, dude? I made that up. We're going to use it today. So I think that has some kind of applicability to men as well, because men can get yeast infections and all that kind of stuff too, but nobody ever talks about that. Just like anything else in like sex education, nobody gives a shit about the man. Right? Nobody ever cares about the man. Like, all sex education is about the woman. The man, nobody knows. The penis could probably be detached and used for other purposes. Nobody would never know. Nobody cares. They're just like, look, dude, if you pull it out, wrap it up in rubber, keep it safe, keep it away from everybody, and then when you're finished with it, put it right back in your pants and leave everybody the fuck alone. That's penis sex education for men. Everything else is about the vagina, which controls the world, which I talked about on that show before. You know what I'm saying? We all know that cooch controls the world. And luckily, because of the patriarch system that we live in, men have made it so that some women don't fully take advantage of the power of the cooch. With all these silly ass societal constructs and, you know, all this name calling and all that kind of stuff that goes on, make people feel bad for taking advantage using the cooch. Cause I know if I had a cooch, man, it's gonna be over. For real, dog. For real. It's out of control, man. And oh yeah, so apparently, so back on the point, and then also stuff like soaking in the tub, as far as vagina maintenance goes, soaking in the tub is also not a great idea for the ladies. Now, I've heard some ladies over the years talk about that. Okay, because that's also a festering ground for bacteria and all that stuff, soaking in the tub for too long. Okay, and apparently the cooch is its happiest when it's dry. And I never heard that before either. Okay, so that's another new revelation for people out here. It wants to be dry when it ain't involved in sex, or when it's not being in use. It prefer to be dry. So if y'all ladies out here talking about the junk stay wet, then now, okay, you gonna have to go to the doc and get that check for the wet. Apparently, man, I'm just trying to tell y'all what I found out in my research, because I'm a dork. I like to find out stuff, because I was like, man, I never heard of this, so I'm giving it to y'all today. You hear me? And also, don't wax. Don't wax. And if you, I heard that's bad too. That was part of the research result that I found. Don't be doing too much waxing. Now, I guess maybe for like if you want to do it here and there, that's one thing. But they said that the first thing is it's very traumatic to the skin around the cooch, which is the most sensitive on the body. Okay. They said it's traumatic, and also the hair on the cooch is to prevent bacteria from getting to the cooch as part of its purpose. So whole time while we out here trying to keep the junk with the landing strip or the complete ball or whatever it is, man, y'all inviting germs to the party. I ain't even know. Cause I know, like me, I prefer the junk to be low. Cause all that bushwhacking and all that, it's just too much for me. I never was a fan. But it was just more of a physical thing for me. Like when I look at it, it didn't look appealing. You know what I'm saying? But now, I mean, shit, you got to keep the cooch fro. You got to keep the fro on the cooch, man. Who knew? It's crazy. And then like one of my favorite rappers, Pimp C, used to always talk about that in his raps. And I thought it was funny because he used to always have lines in a lot of his raps that would talk specifically about him not liking bald pussy. Like he didn't like low cut, bald, all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So here go one of the lines from Pimp C, okay? Here go the line where he talks about it one time. This ain't the only one, but this one time, okay? He go, bend over, touch a girl. Damn, shit, I fucked it up. Bend over, touch a, damn, I can't fuck it up. Hold on. Bend over, touch your toes, girl. Show me what you got. I'm really trying to see you, but you went and shaved your cock. Why in the fuck would you do that, bitch? Sweet Jones ain't fucking with that bald head shit, bitch. Okay? Now that's very specific. He was like, look, I'm trying to get with you. I see you, I see you doing what you do. I'm trying to get with you. But you done went and shaved your pussy, and I can't fuck with it now. And who knew Sweet Jones clinically was giving y'all some real ass advice? Rest in peace to Pimp C. You know what I'm saying? Low key gynecologist for y'all motherfuckers out here. You hear me? But yeah, man, who knew? Hey, rappers be knowing, man. I'm trying to tell y'all right now, rappers be knowing. Pimp C knew that y'all need to keep that joint low. And, to prevent infections and foreign matters from getting in the cooch. That's all he was trying to do. But he was just doing it in his UGK, chopped and screwed, H-Town, sipping lean way. Pimping, okay? But yeah, man, it's crazy. So I hope that some of that information was helpful for y'all, man, because I know that I had never heard of the whole don't clean inside the vagina with the soap thing. That might be some shit I just never heard before. But I'm assuming I'm not the only one, especially for the fellas. I'm assuming a lot of ladies too, but especially for the fellas. So dogs, if y'all out there and your woman haven't been smelling so fresh, or maybe she never had, and she don't even know nothing about how pH balances and all that kind of stuff work, and maybe she was blaming you. It might be your fault too, because sometimes new dick or just whatever dick, it might not even have to be new, but just dick, if it could fuck up the pH balance, and that it missed the smell too. But if it's something else, and you might want to just bring it up with her, be like, man, look, y'all can blame it on me, okay? Be like, man, that boy Cornbread, wow. Talking about chicks got to stop using Dush and soap in their pussy and shit, man. That's crazy, huh? Huh, babe? And then you let the conversation flow from there. Maybe, you'll discover what's been going on with her vaginal maintenance that you maybe can help with this new information delivered to you by Cousin Cornbread, okay? Yeah, man. And also, if you got daughters, fellas, you know what I'm saying? You might have a daughter or something like that. Maybe you a single father, or maybe you got dual custody, or you only get to see your kids on the weekends or whatever, but you got a daughter who going through this stuff that don't know what's going on. And now you got the information. And go research it further so you can get your own take on it and all that stuff, and you can get more information on it, okay? But that'll help you. You might be in an uncomfortable situation, or might not have no kind of, previously you might not have had nothing to add when something like that came up with your daughter. You hear me? But now you got some information to go use, man. But don't put it on the Pimp C. Put on this episode of the podcast and let me run it down for her, okay? Or just go look it up yourself, man. But I gave y'all little tidbits right here. You know what I'm saying? I get you some cool points with your daughter who might have thought you was kind of useless in general about woman stuff. But now you can go ahead and hit her with the daddy knows. Daddy is educated on these situations, and keep it moving, man. And you could probably be a cool dad at that point. You know what I'm saying? Which is another thing I was going to talk about with cool dads. Y'all seen that new Will Smith? That new Will Smith song he put out with Jada? That joint was nice. Will Smith back in here rapping. And I always liked Will Smith as a rapper, actually. A lot of people always wrote him off as like corny or whatever, or cornball or whack or whatever, because he wasn't a thug rapper. He wasn't like a gangster rapper and all that, So when everybody switched over to only gangster rappers matter, they tried to play Will Smith, and then because he had rolled over into acting and all that kind of stuff, they were trying to play him. But Will Smith had some joints, okay? Even Boom Shake the Room, I fucks with that joint. I remember he had released that joint after he was already doing the Fresh Prince, and people was playing it, but I liked it. I always liked Will Smith's song, but whatever. Reason I saw something about talking about Will Smith is because recently in the news, they were talking about how I saw him with the song with Jada, okay, and I thought that was just a cool thing because the song was actually cool, and Will was rapping on it. Jaden does his thing, but then it flowed into all this stuff about how Will apparently goes on vacations with his ex-wife and his first son, Trey Smith. And this was a shocker to me because I had never heard of Trey Smith. Now, I probably had my head in the sand or something like that, and I just never heard of Trey Smith before in my life. And I hadn't heard of his ex-wife. I didn't even know he was married. Am I the only one that didn't know that? I didn't know he was married before Jada. I had never heard of whoever he was married to before Jada. But it's crazy, right? So I was like, man, they all over the years, they have all these things about how Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith have this open relationship or this free flowing relationship. They apparently had all kinds of, apparently at some point Will Smith was bugging with dudes. Jada had side dudes. They were sharing chicks. I done heard all kinds of shit about Jada and Will Smith's relationship. And I think that their relationship is cool because they are showing that everybody's traditional family structure where it can only be one like superior woman, one queen woman who controls everything, and with her man and whoever else was before them or after them is going to get like axed and all this shit is kind of outdated, right? Like mixed families are a thing. And the stigma tied to mixed families has always been weird to me because it's always been a normal thing. Like there's been mixed families forever. And the idea that the only way to kind of like to interact with that scenario is for there to be like a tyrant woman who is completely against this man's other families or his side family or whatever you want to call it. It's always been weird because it's not productive, right? Everything should be all about being as forward moving as productive as possible. You know what I'm saying? And I think that Will and Jada Smith, why do I keep saying that? But whatever. I think that Will and Jada always have had an interesting dynamic in their relationship. But this whole, this new thing was funny because all the chicks, of course, on the internet were like completely against it. Like, hell nah, he can't be going on no vacations with his ex-wife and all this shit. And apparently they go on the vacations alone. Okay, so he goes with the ex-wife and the son, and they do their thing. And so this is supposed to be for the betterment of him and his son's relationship outside of Jada and the kids he has with Jada, which makes perfect sense to me, you know, unless y'all are going to fully integrate and fully mix into the family, which it seems like they're not fully integrated, but they're like mostly integrated, which is cool, which makes 100% sense, right? And I understand why people are against that, man. But the crazy shit, I had never heard of the previous wife in my life. And her name is Cherie Fletcher, in case y'all want to look that up. And she cute too. You know what I'm saying? Let me find out. Will out here pulling them. Will gained that weight for Bad Boys and got abs and all that shit. And then all the chicks was like, oh shit. When he was doing the Running Man on Fresh Prince, they wasn't checking for him. No, man. Y'all trifling this shit. Y'all petty as shit for that. You know what I'm talking about? But another thing that came out about the Jonas that apparently Jada Pinkett has a Facebook show or internet Facebook talk show. And she had the ex-wife on there initially. And they talked about their relationship and all this stuff. And one thing that came out during this conversation was that Jada admitted that she stole Will from the ex-wife. Okay, she started dating Will while he was still married to the ex-wife. She admitted it. She said, yeah, I did it. Fuck how y'all feel. And, you know, she gave a whole bunch of other, like, you know, I didn't understand marriage and all this kind of shit along with that. But I think that that's very interesting because in a lot of celebrity relationships, the new wife or the new girlfriend always steals these dudes, right? And out here in the street, the same shit be happening, but women be thinking that it's just, women will equate it to all kinds of other shit besides the fact that that's just how the world works. Motherfuckers just gonna steal your man, okay? The game is ruthless. Or motherfuckers is trying to plot on your man. And I guess, especially with the dudes that are like kind of, you know, that aren't scrubs. The dudes that ain't scrubs, man, crazy. I talked about that on the previous show. I think that's when my ratings dropped too. Where I talked about Tristan Thompson and all that stuff. Like these dudes, these high profile dudes, man, these chicks be coming for them, man. And it be, you know, it's a lot of girl power, you know, that comes along. Everybody talking girl power and all the women all support each other. And the United Cooches of America and all this shit that come out. But when there's a man involved that they want, all that shit go out the window, dog. They be like, hey, I don't know what to tell you, sis. They will yes, bitch, that way all the way up till they want your man. They will support you in everything unless they want your man. And that shit is crazy to me, man. But people think this shit, like, I don't know, people be wanting to be blind to it, they be having selective amnesia, man. People don't want to accept that fact, but I thought that was interesting. And then I thought about a lot of other ones where the home wreckers, like the top home wreckers that we've seen in Hollywood specifically, is kind of interesting. So this is the list I came up with, man. Clearly, right now, number one is Kim Kardashian, right? She's like probably the most popular or most currently popular home wrecker right now in the news. You know, because she stole Yeezus, Kanye West, from Amber Rose, right? Who's another girl that be, you know, using her cooch power and stealing men and all that kind of stuff too. So you got Kim Kardashian stole Kanye, right? Then you have the infamous, the one who, I think she probably like set it off with how bold and fuck how you feel she went about it. My girl Angelina Jolie jacking Brad Pitt from Old Girl from Friends. I don't even remember her name. That's how terrible it is. She ended her whole career. She was like 50 Cent versus Ja Rule or some shit. Yeah, man. Angelina Jolie stole Brad Pitt. Gabrielle Union flew in and swooped off with Dwayne Wade. And of course, Alicia Keys slid across that damn piano and tickled the ivories and stole Swiss Beats right from his wife. And then lastly, y'all's man's America's golden child, Tom Brady, got stolen from his girlfriend by his current supermodel wife, Giselle. Did y'all know that? I think everybody knew that, but if you didn't, Tom Brady got stolen from his pregnant ex-girlfriend for Giselle, who he married to now, living his best life. The model of America. This is America for real. That what should have been in what's his name? Childish Gambino's song. This is America. They should have put that in there. People stealing everybody's husbands out here in these streets. and dudes do it too. It just don't be as, I don't think it's talked about. You know what I'm saying? With dudes sliding and scoop up your girl. You know, I think somebody like my homie Tracy and all my other anti-man listeners, they would probably say that's because the patriotic news media won't report that because it'll hurt male egos. And that's probably some legit shit, I don't know. But yeah, man, you never really hear about that shit. But you always hear about the home wrecking women. It's crazy, man. So anyway, I thought that was very interesting when I saw that thing about Will Smith, because I was just fucking with the song, and then all that stuff always kind of roll into relationships. I think that's everybody's real focus in life, man. Relationships, marriage, love, and sex. That's it. That's why I call this joint sex, travel, sports, food. But I lead with the sex, because that's basically number one on everybody's mind, man. Sex, sex, sex. That's all people care about. And I feel them, because sex is awesome. Sex is the bomb, for real. You know what I'm saying? Then after sex, everybody just want to get the fuck away from everybody. Go travel, lay on the beach. Then after that, people want to watch their favorite soccer team, football team, whatever. Be entertained. And a lot of people use sports for that. And then food, clearly, everybody want to eat. And what you want? Everybody want that. Everybody loves good food. That's why we all fat. But yeah, man, I'm going to go ahead and let y'all get up out of here, dog. For real, I appreciate y'all listening. I hope y'all learned something about your cooch or your girl's cooch or your daughter's cooch situation that she's dealing with. Because I thought that was interesting. And y'all stop stealing everybody's man out here, man, for real. Because the shit is out of hand. The shit is getting out of line, okay? So y'all go ahead and be safe out there, man. And y'all fellas out there, watch your back. If you an upstanding dude and you got something going on for yourself and you got a girl, you got to watch your back, dog. You got to fight them off with a stick, apparently. Because they going to come for you. And then if you cheat, they going to blame you, even though they came for you. So they going to blame you, which they should, because you the one that got in the relationship. So if you're going to cheat, that's your business. You got to take the L on that. But just know it's going to be a target on your back. If you good and you got a girl, that raises your pussy level. That raises your, what you call the word? That raises your value. That raises your stock. Because all fellas know that as soon as you get a girl, oh man, that's when all the joints come out the closet. Hey man, when you single, watching Pornhub every night, just feeling the shame after you watch that scene that you done found. Don't nobody call you, ain't got no inboxes, you ain't got no text messages, you ain't got no DM. Your hair nappy, your beard ain't combed, nothing. You just living your worst life. Soon as some girl snatch your ass up off the couch, man, 37 joints is at your house. They all in the inbox trying to get at you. You be like, yo, what kind of crazy shit? Sheesh, man. But anyway, man, I'm going to go ahead and let y'all get out of here. Like I said, trying to still keep these joints under an hour. And I aim for under 40 minutes, but under an hour, we're going to keep it like that, man. But I do want y'all to go ahead and comment wherever you listening to this joint on how y'all stop chicks from taking your man. The ladies, I want y'all to tell me that. Or I guess gay dudes too. If you a dude and you dating the dude and the dude be coming for your dude, hey, let us know how you stop them. Because I guess even with the gay dudes, they going to be like, yeah, them bitches coming for my man. Them bitches. Whoever them bitches is, y'all tell me how y'all stop them. Yeah, however you get down, let me know how you stop and protect your mate. What y'all be doing, man? How y'all be living out here? Y'all be hacking into y'all's partner's social media accounts and all that stuff and responding or blocking chicks or blocking men or whatever. Like, how do y'all stop people? What do y'all do? Y'all go through his phone? You actually literally keep him in the house, keep her in the house? How do y'all stop y'all's partners, men and women? How do y'all stop that, man? Because it's a hard game out here. Matter of fact, let me tell y'all a quick story real quick. I got a homegirl who don't let her man get on any social media. He don't have no accounts on nothing. He shut it down. They got engaged. She was like, you can't get on nothing. Okay, because she said all these IG models, the Twitter models, this, it's a whole social media modeling real life industry right now. And this shit is giving you a false sense of what you gonna get and what you can get. But she found out that old boy was getting on Twitter at work and wasn't trying to tell her, or trying to keep it on the low until his dumb ass took her to the holiday party, and his silly ass coworker gonna come over there talking about a tweet he made. Now he exposed. God damn. I'm like, hey, Karen, chill, man, chill. Shit, I ain't supposed to be on Twitter, man. I told you I gave my life over. I changed my ways. But Karen got that boy set up, man. Terrible. Shout out to my man. I can't even say his name, but Karen set him up. He probably can't even listen to this. I don't even think, because I don't think he can get on the internet no more. I think she took all his shit. I think he probably got a flip phone, goddamn. I know he ain't in the group chat no more. I don't know. We had to put out a search party for him, as a fact. I didn't even think about that. I saw him at the gym, though, but that was a while ago. Damn, I don't know. I hope that boy is still alive from over here watching these Twitter joints. Shit. Anyway, man. But let me tell y'all something, man. I think it does. I think social media does give people a false sense, especially with these models, these fake asses, fake titties, all these filters. Lord Jesus, the filters. Man, I seen a jump over the weekend without her filter on. I was like, oh, hell, I didn't even recognize the jump. I literally walked, no, I'm telling y'all, I walked right past this chick. I talked to her on the internet regularly, walked right past the jump, because she ain't have her filter on, goddamn. I was like, oh, hell nah, shawty. So make sure when y'all out here in public, y'all put your filter on, okay? Whether that's going to be, you got to get your makeup game up or whatever to get that same illusion. Do that in public, in real life, where y'all get ignored or scared of children or whatever, okay? But yeah, y'all dudes out there too, man, be realistic. Because look, you ain't gonna get no IG model, dog. You just not. okay? You work a regular ass IT job, okay? You ain't Diddy. You not Ric Flair. You work for Metro, dog. You do not have crocodile shoes. You ain't got no limo. You drive a Camry, okay? Or you drive or you catch the commuter rail to work, okay? And it ain't happening. IG models, they not popping pussy for no fare cars, dog, okay? They just not. They not. They no fare. They not popping pussy for 87 gas. If you ain't using premium in your joint, you ain't getting one of them models, dog. You know what I'm talking about? If you checking the gas price, nah, that ain't your lane. Stay in your swim lane. That's all it is. But yeah, man, like I said, y'all hit me up, man. Let me know how y'all be protecting your spouse, protecting your man, protecting your girl, protecting your whoever. All right, if y'all want to leave it in the comments wherever you listening to this on, leave it there. Or call my line, man. Call my line. Leave me a message and I'll replay them. I'll replay them on the next show and go over it. You hear what I'm talking about? Or on an IG Live or something like that. I'm going to do something like that with them. But you can call the show 352. Go get a pen. Get a pen. Open up your little notes on your phone or whatever. Okay? So 352-577-2676 is the number. Leave me a voicemail there. Again, 352-577-2676. That's 352-577-CORN. Those last four numbers spell corn, okay? And tell me how y'all be doing it, man. So anyway, I'm going to get out here for real this time. I just did that shit everybody's mother be doing when they say, okay, I'm going to let you go. They talk for like another 10 minutes. I'm sorry about that. But whatever. I appreciate y'all, man. Okay? And you can fast forward if you want. Shit. But and just share it. Just share it and close your mouth. Okay. Anyway, I'm out of here. So we gonna keep it moving. And I was holler at y'all on the next one, man. I would let y'all know what the next one gonna be about before it come out this time, man. I probably end up talking about vegans using meat names in the titles. I don't like when they use meat names of shit for vegan food. So I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to get in it. I might try to get a vegan to come on here and explain themselves. And tell me why they be trying to bluff using meat names, talking about ribs or chicken and all, but they don't got no ribs or chicken in it. Don't put that on the box then. Shit. Anyway, I'm out. Y'all have a good one. Hope y'all enjoyed this show. Share, like, post, comment, subscribe, all that good shit. Go on cousincornbread.com or sextravelsportsfood.com. Follow up with everything. I'm Cousin Cornbread on all social media. Holler at me, follow me, tag your friends. I appreciate y'all. And once again, my last three things for everybody in life are the following. Number 1, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Number 2, always make a plan, or you'll always work for somebody who does make a plan. Number 3, don't drink and drive, because you might spill some. Log out.